That's hard. My entire experience in one word.
That is hard. One word.
One word.
Like, it was unbelievable. Yeah. Trying to think of anything more creative than that. Yeah. I mean, awesome. I know it's so, it's a horrible word, but yeah.
I would go with fun, just because that's exactly what it is. It's just a lot of fun.
I guess I'd say amazing. Like, there's so many things that amaze you, and you know, it's amazingly fun, and I think everyone who comes back, when they are talking about their experience, they probably use the word amazing a lot.
Well, the original purpose of the exchange program, in its broadest and most impacting way, is to foster peace. And it's to foster peace by giving youth an opportunity to understand people of a different culture.
I never dreamed of going out of state, let alone out of country, and it was just the opportunity of a lifetime.
You know, I just remember being really excited. I was ready to go. Again, it worked well because all of my friends were going off to college, so it's not like anyone was staying around. So everyone was going somewhere. I just got to go somewhere really cool.
So I was filling out the application thinking, there's no way I'm going to get into this program. And then literally 2 days later, they gave me a call and was like, someone just dropped out. Do you think you could fill in? I was like, yes, please.
One of our daughters went on this exchange program. And so before she went, I was very concerned. And one of the nicest things about the Rotary Exchange is that you should usually establish a relationship with the people in the other Rotary group. So I speak French, and I got on the telephone with the man who is going to be her counselor over in Lille, France. And he could not have been nicer. It was just like talking to somebody here in the States. And he just really assured me that they were going to take very good care of my daughter, so I really did not need to worry about anything.
My mom came from a small town. She was not real excited to have her firstborn go across, you know, to a foreign country. But she eventually got on board, and she was a lot happier with the decision once she realized she could come over and visit. Then they realized it's not so bad, it's not so foreign, and they really enjoyed themselves.
We went and visited him too, and once, I think for us that was such a turning point because you could relate to what he was talking about and meet all the families, and once we did that it was like, oh, this is great. I mean, he's having a great experience. We were concerned about the language because he'd had Spanish in high school, that at least he'd have that base. So Brazil to us seemed that it might be more challenging because he did not know one single word in Portuguese.
I'd only had 2 years of high school Spanish before I applied for the Rotary Exchange, so I really didn't speak a whole lot. But living abroad, being immersed in it 24/7, you learn things so quickly. At the first week, I thought, I'm never going to survive. I don't understand these people. I had to look up every third word, and they talked so funny compared to my teacher.
I think my biggest concern was the language barrier. When I first got there, my sister and my first family spoke pretty good English, so right away that was no longer a fear of mine.
They say once you've started to mastered it, and I definitely hadn't mastered the language by then, but I remember having my first dream in Spanish, and it was something silly like ordering an ice cream cone or a taco. It was something really bizarre, but I just woke up and thought, oh, you know, I am in this and I'm doing it, and it's great. You know, just like they said.
The way it worked for me was that I had 5 different host families, and I had great experiences with all of them. I mean, that was part of what was so amazing about the year, was that I was so well received, I was so well taken care of.
The host family experience was definitely a very good one for me. Like, you really do feel like they're your family when you're there, because they're so close to you, and I mean, you live with them, and they really treated me like one of their own.
I think that there's a very personal relationship that gets established with Rotary families in different countries, so that Rotary family and that Rotary club is going to take such incredible care of this young person that comes to stay with them, that it's considered to be one of the safest exchanges that you could possibly have.
I just think that you can sometimes get lucky with those other programs, but with the Rotary, you almost always get lucky, and at that point, I guess it's not even luck anymore. You're able to depend on the fact that you're going to be placed with some good quality families. When I was over there were a couple other exchange students at my high school who I got to be really good friends with, and so I learned all about the programs that they were there through. I mean, first of all, they had to pay thousands of dollars to get over there. Some of them did have problems with their host families, and the agencies really weren't that responsive. It seemed like those agencies were kind of money-making agencies, versus the Rotary really was all about support and really about the experience, and the Rotary felt more like a scholarship, and those other ones seemed like a business.
When you send your child and you see them come back so much more mature than they were when they went, it's like they have just found themselves.
Just being on your own and surviving in a different culture, in a different place, and making new friends from all over the world, and just being put outside of your comfort zone and realizing that you can do that, you just gain so much confidence.
And all of the students who are returning say exactly the same thing.
Well, I think in this day and age, just understanding different cultures and things like that is certainly so important. It really is a small world.
The experience helped me, I'm sure, get into grad school. I mean, Georgetown was just ranked #1 for the program that I'm going for. It's about 50% of the students are international. Those that aren't international have all lived abroad for oftentimes a number of years.
Today it's really important to be globally minded and have some type of global experience.
What I love so much about traveling and about experiencing new cultures is seeing how other people can do something that you might have done, your whole life, and to see how they do it a little bit differently. And it really makes you challenge your own beliefs, your own ideas, and sort of makes you question, the way that I do things. And so that was very much what that year was about.
It's fun to watch as we select and interview the outbound students. We make an effort to get to know them a little bit before they leave. But when they come back, they're responsible for coming back to the club and sharing their experience. And it's phenomenal just listening to their stories and watching their excitement about all the things that they did.
Well, there's a lot of stories. I think every student comes back with some stories that they don't want to share with their parents.
I would think on a daily basis there's at least something that reminds me of my year abroad. It was one little piece in my life, but it was such a huge impact.
When you travel, you see such a limited part of any country, any place, and I think the opportunity to live in a country for a year and to see how the people live and how America is perceived in the world and to learn all of those things, I think that's the only way you could really experience that.
I don't think we knew it would be literally life-changing like it was.
It just puts a smile on my face, thinking about those people and all the experiences we shared. They're always going to hold a very special place in my heart.
His world grew not only in the people he met in Brazil, but also all the Rotary students who were from Germany and Australia and Canada and France, and he has those relationships as well.
I made great friends with these two girls from Bermuda that kind of changed my whole perspective on friendship.
I think the thing that is the most important and the most unique about the International Rotary Youth Exchange Program is the fact that not only is the student hosted by foreign families, they're hosted by an entire group of Rotary members in the foreign country that they're going to. So this is like having a microcosm of that culture available to them, and through which they can really get to know the culture in a very positive way.
Yeah, I just tell them to go for it.
Go for it.
Oh, go do it. Do it.
Do it. Absolutely. No question.
I do agree that exchange is not for everyone, but I think everyone who does participate in exchange can gain something wonderful out of it.
I would give anything to do it again, anywhere or in the same place.
Definitely, in a heartbeat.
Absolutely, without a doubt. I would like to do it again now.